Yeah, howdy. So you're thinking of moving out to the country? Well, good on you. Get out of the rat race. But you're worried about property, real estate. What are you going to do for a house? And what do you want? Are you thinking of moving out and living by the ocean, or you want some land for horses or sheep or something? You want to become a little hobby farmer. Well, this really depends on the place in the country that you're choosing, because some country regions, now it's true here in Australia, and I'm sure it's true in the US and most other countries, New Zealand, I know it's the same. If you're in an area where there's a lot of prosperity in the farming region, something of high value, then you'll find that the towns where those regions are, the houses will be more expensive than what you'd find in the city. So your hopes of moving into an area like that and buying up a big block of land, so you can have horses or something, well, you'd be dreaming a bit, you know. For example, here in South Australia, we've got quite a few really nice wine growing, grape growing wine production areas like the Clare Valley and Barossa Valley, Langhorne Creek, Currency Creek, McLaren Vale, places like that. There you'll find the value of houses is much, much higher than in the city. But where I am here, I chose to come here because I just love this area. I spent time here when I was a kid, in the family travails. But here it's dairy farming, and we have lakes, so we've got a fishing industry. We've got a lot of fishermen in the town. It's something I really love, when you drive around the town, there's boats in people's yards and nets hanging up and stuff, it's sort of a bit continental, really. I like it. It's just something I like, Here, the properties were not as expensive as in a wine growing region, for example. Now, then we had a bit of a drought coming on, which turned out to be a severe drought, and the price of real estate here dropped, really quite dramatically, even the rural properties. And so, for me, I managed to buy, quite a reasonable amount of property here. And then the drought finished, and all the prices went up again, so I got a few bargains, so I did okay. So those are the practical things that you're going to be looking for. Now, something that does happen, even in the well-to-do country areas, though, is that quite often there is a shortage of skilled labour in rural towns. In fact, it's a big problem right across rural Australia. Your plumbers and carpenters, and if you want to fix something up on a house, it's rather difficult to get people quite often, to do the work. For that reason, because farmers tend to be really good at farming but not too interested in houses, you'll find there may be a property that might have a good bit of land on it, but the house itself will be a bit run down. And so the price of it will be cheaper if you're prepared to do the work to fix up the house, If you're prepared to be the tradesman. But don't count on, unless you've got mates in the building trades that will come down from the city from you, you'll be doing it yourself probably, So there's another way that you can get into a property which might be a real good spot. I mean, around here we got a lot of water, so there's actually, at the time I moved here, you could purchase quite a bit of waterfront property on the lakes, out in the saltwater lagoon on the ocean, that sort of stuff, I did all right out of that. Like here, we've been rather lucky because we had the drought, the prices all went down, everybody was depressed. Then the government fixed all that up and changed the irrigation policy, so it won't be a problem again. And then everybody's got to know that, so the values went up because they were sure of having a water supply here in the future. And now someone's building a $500 million racetrack up the road and a $1 billion solar power station. And if you put $1.5 billion into an area with as small a population as this has got, it makes a huge difference. So here there's a bit of a boom now, So you can be lucky, but because I work in building and planning, I always keep an eye out for stuff like that. I look at all the planning regulations in the local council area and see if there's anything planned for the future. If you're near water, then maybe there's marinas going in, or retirement type things, or if you're in an area where there's cattle or sheep, they might be deciding to cut down into smaller blocks to encourage hobby farmer kind of people, Well, these kind of things will generally increase the value of real estate in the area you're in, and you'll be on an accumulating asset, Not that that's the big thing if you're just thinking about retiring, of course, but Yeah, if you choose the area properly, you can actually get quite a reasonable hunk of land that you can have a lifestyle, you know. So it's possible. But you've got to choose your area and don't rely on internet real estate advertisement, for God's sakes. Go out to the place you're thinking of and look around at the properties that are available, look in the local real estate agents' windows, and you'll find that the prices are very different to the ones you see on the internet. Go out and, you know, this is pretty normal practice with buying any real estate, but particularly in the country. You know, don't believe the prices on internet advertising. They're only a rough guide, and the prices you see will be vastly inflated. Anyway, I hope that helps. See you later.